It is day 2 of the Big East tournament here at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. I'm Andrew Rosario for FathersandSons.media. Earlier today, Villanova and Providence punched their ticket for the semifinal games, which will take place tomorrow night. Later tonight, the last 4 teams, Xavier, Marquette, Seton Hall, and Creighton, will find out if they will join them. We'll bring you interviews from players and coaches, as well as a couple of special guests. Byron Larkin is the play-by-play analyst for Xavier basketball. And for folks who are not familiar with the team and the makeup of the team, give us a couple of clues about them.
Well, Xavier's a team that kind of came out of nowhere this year. They were not ranked in the top 25 in any poll, so they've really done a great job kind of embracing a bunch of new players. They came together and have played at a high level. No one kind of expected the kind of year that they're having. They're now 5th in the country. They're a team that's really balanced. They score from a lot of different positions. I think they led the Big East in scoring this year. They rebound tough. Chris Mack, I think, was recently named Coach of the Year by Sports Writer. So they're just a team that kind of came together. Only 2 seniors on this team. They're a relatively young team that really can shoot the ball and hurt you in a variety of different ways.
What's the realistic expectation for them to get to the Big East Finals?
Well, they're the 2 seed, so they had a great season. They were one of the teams that were able to defeat Villanova. So, you know, the expectations are to get to it and win it. So that's what the expectations are. Xavier has a big fan following, and frankly, I think this is probably the highest Xavier's been ranked at this point in the season in the history of their program.
That move right there, that might have just they might have suit you up, you know. When they're playing well, what are they doing?
When they're playing well, they're scoring. They can really score. They are known for making tremendous runs, a 21-0 run, a 15-0 run. They score in bunches, and it comes from a lot of different positions. They've have about 5 players averaging double figures, so it's really hard for a defense to zero in on one particular player because they have so many players that can hit you in a variety of ways.
And when they struggle, what happens?
When they struggle, they don't make shots. When they don't make shots, they don't have a reliable guy inside that they can throw it to when you need a bucket or a foul, you know, in crunch situations. That's been inconsistent. But, you know, fortunately there haven't been many days where everyone is shooting bad. So their versatility and their balance is really the strengths of this team.
You mentioned that there's only 2 seniors on the team. They come into Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the world. Any chance that the big lights might be a little bit too big for them?
I don't think so. They played in some big, huge games.
But not at Madison Square Garden.
Not at Madison Square Garden. No. Now, Xavier did come and play St. John's this year, but they played in Carnesecca.
Right.
You know, they did have multiple games here last year. So, first time in the Gardens, I think they'll be okay.
Excellent. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anytime.
That was good, man.
All right. Okay.
Stu Jackson is the Senior Associate Commissioner for the NBA. And Stu, you've got a lot of history with the Big East tournaments and all. Give me your impression of what's going on these last couple of days.
Well, you know, the Big East tournament is it's an excellent tournament. I mean, there's no place in the world, really, to play the game of basketball at this level on this weekend in front of this crowd and knowledgeable fans. And you just see some quality teams and some quality basketball. It's terrific.
We have a little bit of a change in terms of some traditional Big East teams not being part of the Big East anymore. Has that taken away from the tournament?
No, I don't think at all. I mean, there was a time 3 years ago when the Big East was reconfigured with the 7 original members, and that being, you know, DePaul, Marquette, Georgetown, St. John, Seton Hall, Villanova, and Providence. But adding Creighton, Xavier, and Butler has been a real win for the conference, and evidenced by the fact that, you know, Xavier actually is one of the top 10 teams in the country. We just saw a great ball game here with Providence against Butler. They're very strong. So, and I expect the same from Creighton tonight. So, it's the 3 new schools have been a great addition, and the league is very strong and has some sustainability.
What are some of your best memories of Big East past?
Well, you know, probably my guy, seeing him, Patrick, you know, anybody that doesn't remember that era where you had Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, and, you know, Walter Berry, Reggie Williams, and that crowd, it's just a great, great time. And it was built out of great rivalries and the start of a great tradition. Now we have the tradition still in the Big East, and those rivalries are starting to build again. And, you know, you take a Villanova, Georgetown, or now an Xavier Villanova, and you got the same rivalries you had years ago.
You mentioned Chris Mullin. His first year really wasn't as successful as he wanted or the school wanted, but it seems like they are going in the right direction. What's it going to take for them to get back to prominence?
Well, you know, it's going to take recruiting. They just need to recruit players, and more importantly, Chris needs to recruit his own players. But that being said, I agree with you. I think this year was a win for St. John's because as I've observed Chris, he's really done a great job of establishing a culture within the players and the framework of what their, you know, what their school is going to be like. They play hard, they defend, they rebound, they play the game unselfishly, and those are the fundamentals with which you build, you know, a great program, and I think he's doing that.
You've roamed the sidelines as a head coach. Missed any aspect of that?
Only every day. Only every day. But, you know, you have to make choices in life, and, you know, that sort of nomadic, you know, coaching carousel that you get on at the time wasn't the best thing for, you know, a young family, you know, 16, 17 years ago, and opted out. But I'll coach again one day, you know, some high school team or junior college or something. But I'm not done yet.
Excellent. It's great seeing you again.
Yeah, thanks. Good seeing you. All right.
Thank you, sir.
We have James Farr, Trayvon Blewett, and J.P. McCura with Coach Chris Mack. You got enough. It's fine. It's all good.
I thought our team was a little different than we've been the last couple of weeks defensively. And we've been making a big point of it in practice. And the message seemed to be heated. I thought our guys, from the very beginning of the game, played really hard defensively. You know, they're a tough matchup. You know, the night before against St. John's, they scored almost 100 points. They're one of the best scoring teams in our league. They're really, really talented. They play hard. But I was really really pleased with how hard we defended in the first half. Second half, we weren't perfect, and we're going to have to be better tomorrow night because obviously whoever comes out of this game here will be even a stiffer challenge than the one we just played. But, you know, offensively, I thought our guys really shared the ball, but that's really nothing new. We've been doing that all year.
Questions, please raise your hand right here in the middle.
Obviously, you guys came out on fire. Was there a thing you said prior to the game that establishing a presence early, not getting lackadaisical, coming out on fire?
Well, I mean, if I could just tell them let's come out on fire and it worked, I would do that all the time. The biggest thing was making sure that we earned our shots, you know, really taking good ones, which I thought we did an excellent job. It might have been 2 shots that I wish we would have had back in the first half. You know, we made Marquette work a little bit longer defensively, and when we can get the ball reversed and we can get good movement and we can have bounce between our post players and our perimeter players, we just have enough guys on the floor that can make shots and can make plays. It's very, very difficult. And but if we take quick ones, it puts Marquette at their best in transition, and that was really something that we needed to do better tonight than we've done the last couple of weeks, and we certainly did that.
More questions? Shannon?
Chris, having played them twice already, here you are facing them again, how much was that a help, or was it, you know, going into the competition?
Well, there are no secrets. I mean, these guys will tell you, you know who likes to do what. You know, we all know that Luke Fisher likes to camp out as deep as he can around the basket. Henry Ellenson, at least the way we play him, is going to try to pick on our guards in the post. They're a driving team. They get to the rim extremely well. So we knew what we were up against, but I'm sure Woj could say the same thing about when they play us, you know. So there are no secrets. When you have a round-robin league and you're playing everybody for a third time, it's difficult. but it's difficult for both teams. And you know, I was really proud of the way our guys responded.
In the back, Zach.
For three players, is there any extra motivation to play like this for coach, considering you know you kind of got skipped over for Coach of the Year honors? Is that on your minds at all?
No, not really. You know, we just want to go out there and play hard, knowing that we're in the tournament season now. You know, it's one and done. You know, you lose, you go home. So if we don't play hard for ourselves, and I mean, we won't go very far. We can't play for anybody else but ourselves.
Were you surprised though that he didn't win the award?
Coach Mack is a kind of coach that he controls what he can control. You know, he doesn't really bring stuff up like that. He just cares about winning, and that's what we're focused on only.
Shannon.
Trayvon, after you guys gave up about 89 points in the last 3 regular season games, what was it within the players, I guess, that really turned things tonight?
You know, like Coach Mack said earlier, you know, we kind of strayed away from, you know, just playing hard defensively. And, you know, we kind of wanted to make a point of emphasis to, you know, get back to the way that we've been defending at the beginning of the year. You know, just because we know the way we've been defending those past 3 games, those won't win us any championships. So, you know, we realize that, and we know that every game that we come out, we got to play our best.
You had a career high tying 24 points tonight. Did you just feel like you were getting good looks, or you know, were things just falling the way you wanted?
Yeah, you know, my teammates set me up to give me perfect looks, and you know, once a couple went in, you know, they just kept finding me, and you know, that's just pretty much how I went. You know, when there's a hot guy, you know, the team, you know, we're unselfish enough to keep going to him.
And your ankle, how's that?
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Hey Trayvon, just how satisfying was it to have this big of a game? You talked about recently your March last year, the way it finished wasn't what you wanted it to be. Come out and have this kind of a big game, how satisfying?
I mean, it's satisfying, but you know, it really doesn't mean anything now, just because you know we got another game within 24 hours. So, I mean, you know, to be able to get this win, it's great. But you know, we're turning the page to the next game.
Right down here on the left.
Coach, did you feel from an offensive standpoint you could take advantage of them from a high standpoint? Was that a focus of trying to get the ball down low?
Well, I would tell you that you know what we really wanted to be is a team that can get out and transition. Certainly, when they have Ellenson and Fisher on the floor, and we have Trey or Kaiser Gates at the 4 position for us, I think that's a very, very difficult matchup. I think, like Trey said it best, that you know guys look for one another. We're able to get in the lane. We're able to spray out, and you know we're a very, very tough team to guard when you have 2 traditional big guys defensively. And we can play that way, but as long as our guys defensively with that lineup are playing the way we did tonight, then I think that's a more difficult challenge for them than it is for us.
We're staying on the left here.
For the players, how much as you progress through this tournament are you thinking about the possibility of the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament?
You know, we're not really worried about that right now. We're just worried about winning games and winning a Big East championship.
Any other questions? Final question, Shannon.
James was getting real chippy there at the end. What do you attribute to all the kind of dead ball technicals and delays in the game in the last, you know, 10 minutes?
You know, just 2 competitive teams just trying to keep their seasons alive. You know, all credit goes to Marquette. They're a really good team. They're not what their record shows. You know, just 2 competitive groups. You know, that's all it is. Nothing past that.
Xavier, thank you.
Thank you.
Miles Davis, junior guard from Plainfield, New Jersey. Congratulations on tonight's win. You guys got out to a really fast start. How important was that for you?
That was really important for us. We know that it's the postseason, so it's a totally different season now. You know, nobody cares what happened in the regular season. So we just got to prove ourselves, and I'm glad that we could come out to a good start today.
What's a New Jersey kid like you going all the way out to Xavier, man? How did that happen?
I know everybody asks me that, but when I was getting recruited at the time, I had a New York guy that was recruiting me, Rasheem Davis, and I was really close with him. And that was literally the only school I was 5+ hours away from where I wanted to go. So it just, you know, it happened and worked out for me.
How's your experience been out there? I mean, it must have been like night and day the first couple of weeks you were out there.
Yeah, it was definitely new for me. I hear a lot of country music out there, you know, a lot of different things that they do out there, and they talk different ways. But you know, it's cool. It's nice for me.
We were watching you guys in warm-ups, and the camaraderie, the tightness that you guys showed, it sort of just spilled over to tonight's game. Talk to me about the camaraderie among your team.
I think that's one big thing that we have going for us, and that's what makes us different from a lot of other teams. We're very close with each other, and regardless if it's something negative or regardless if it's something positive, you know, we're not afraid to say something to each other, no matter, even also if it's a freshman or if it's a senior, you know. But that's the thing. We've been through so much together, and you know, we've been around each other for about 2 years now, and you know, our chemistry is just, you know, sky's the roof.
Your confidence level as a team, not only finishing out the Big East strong, but then going into March Madness, where would you say that is?
It's high now, and if it isn't high, it better be high. So you know, this is win or go home now from this point on, and we don't want our last game to be early in March. You know, we're trying to make it to the furthest way possible, and if we don't, then we want to go out swinging.
How many of your people showed up tonight?
My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. So I had about 2 other people that came, about 6 people that came and showed.
What's going to be the key for you guys to win the Big East tournament?
We just have to stay persistent. We just have to stay consistent. We have to be aggressive. We have to be tough. We have to bring it every single game, regardless who it is, regardless of the ranking. We just have to be tougher than everybody and you know, let that take us as far as possible.
Congratulations. Good luck down the way.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Yep.